So for our grant topic, we decided to discuss mental health because we understand the significance of this, especially nowadays, and we wanted to tell y'all about some of the main issues and some ways to help with mental health. Along with that, we'll be telling you guys about an organization that we would be donating our money to in order to better help people that are struggling with anxiety, depression, and other things like that. And Joanne is actually going to go into more depth with the issues, and then later on I'll be discussing some of the solutions for this as well.
So there are different types of mental health issues that affect people differently. The National Institute of Mental Health measures mental illnesses on a spectrum that ranges from mild to moderate to severe. They then divide the spectrum into two categories. First, AMI, which stands for any mental illness, and SMI, which stands for serious mental illness. While AMI recognizes all mental illnesses, SMI focuses on those with more severe symptoms that interfere with or limit life activities. So according to statistics gathered by the National Institute of Mental Health, in 2019, nearly 1 in every 5 adults in the US were affected by AMI. That's 51.5 million adults. They also recorded that nearly 1 in every 20 adults in the US were affected by SMI, serious mental illnesses. That measured 13.3 million individuals. The NIMH also records that young adults aged 18 to 25 have the highest prevalence in both AMI and SMI compared to older generations. And mental health issues don't only affect adults. According to statistics gathered by the National Alliance on Mental Illness, nearly 1 in every 6 youth aged 6 to 17 in the US experience a mental health disorder each year. That's 7.7 million individuals. So what's the issue? According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, less than half of the US adults with mental illness receive the treatment that they need. So the issue is, despite millions of people being affected by mental health issues, many are not able to get the care and help that they need. We concluded that there are several factors that contribute to this problem. First, there are not enough resources available. The lack of resources raises a concern in settings like in schools. According to a study conducted in 2016, there is a shortage of staff members in schools across our country that are able to help students who have mental health problems. Reported averages show that one counselor could be responsible for nearly 500 students. There is also a shortage of special education teachers, teachers who are responsible for working one-on-one with students who have mental health issues. The lack of resources also affects people outside of the classroom. In a study conducted by the New American Economy, it shows that more than 60% of US counties did not have a single practicing psychiatrist. This study showed that for the 27 million Americans living in rural counties, there were only 590 psychiatrists available. Another reason is that many people cannot afford to pay for their treatments. In 2019, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration reported that 13.4% of US adults living with serious mental illnesses did not have the insurance coverage to pay for their treatments. So whatever the reason may be, one fact remains very clear, and that is many people who are struggling with mental health problems are not getting the help that they need. So the conversation of mental health should be brought to light as more and more people in our country are being affected, especially during this global pandemic. COVID-19 has contributed to the growing number of people who have mental health problems. According to a KFF tracking poll, 53% of adults in the US have reported negative impacts on their mental health due to worry and stress over the pandemic. Job loss has shown to increase depression, anxiety, and distress. Isolation and sheltering in place have also contributed to poor mental health. Frontline workers have experienced burnouts which affect both physical and mental health. Now that I've shared some facts and statistics about the severity of the problem, Emily will share some solutions that can help people who have mental health issues.
So there are actually a lot of solutions for people that have mental health and struggle with this, and a lot of them are more so coping mechanisms than things that actually heal them from this. And one of the ways that people with mental health are able to cope with this is through medication, and a lot of them are herbal remedies and that kind of thing. And I actually have one here that I actually use, and it is called L-theanine, and it's more of just a kind of drug that helps to balance the chemicals in your brain. And there's lots of other meds that people use too, including GABA and others. Along with that, people also go to therapy, and therapy has been known to help people with mental health, especially depression and anxiety. Personally, it definitely helped me, and it definitely helps other people too, so that's definitely something that someone that struggles with mental health should consider doing if they would like to find ways to cope and start healing. Although there are a lot of solutions with mental health, one of the main things that is the most highly effective with people that are struggling with anxiety and depression and other mental disorders is truly going to therapy. Therapists are uniquely trained and know exactly what they need to tell you and what to help you with in order to help ease and cope with the mental health that you're going through. With anxiety, they're able to give you a better outlook on life, along with depression. Those thoughts that you have that are super negative and they're making you feel this certain way every single day, therapists know how to give you the tools to help have a better outlook on life and have a better and more positive view of what you're going through. They also have very specific types of therapy that they can do with you to help you overcome these challenges as well.
So our plans for the grant would go towards a donation for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, Tennessee. We chose NAMI, Tennessee because they recognize the importance of talking about mental health. Their mission is to not only change how the world sees mental health, but to also reach out to those in our communities who are struggling with mental illnesses. Our donations would go towards funding training and support programs for families and individuals who live with mental illnesses. With every donation, NAMI Tennessee fights to protect and expand access to services and treatments to those who truly need it. Obviously, our class grant cannot help the millions of people in our country who are struggling with mental illnesses, but it is one step closer to helping those in our communities right here in Tennessee. So please consider donating the money to NAMI Tennessee. Thank you.